All right, I'm thinking of going for a hike.
What do you think? Lake Alta?
It's too cold up there.
Moke Lake.
Our backyard is too close. No, I'm thinking of a place like... last we did this walk, how long ago was that?
Oh, like 8 years ago or something, yeah.
My young self saw a canoe and there was no like chain on the canoe or anything like that, and there was paddles and we could just take it out, so we took it out. Whoever's canoe this is, it's still here. We appreciate you letting us use your canoe 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was kind of a silly time. What did I do on that canoe?
Oh, Nick pretended to propose to me. He got down on one knee and looked all seriously up at me and then proceeded to tie his shoelace.
There's like a series of like events where I did that so many times, I feel like, so yeah. Well, hey guys, as we are walking around Lake Hayes, we figured we'd talk a little bit about what New Zealand falls are like.
Or autumn, if you're a Kiwi.
Well, there's a big difference right there. So those of you who have been following along, you know I'm from America, I'm from Chicago. Naomi here.
I am from New Zealand, represent, and...
but kind of lost her accent because we've lived in America, what, the past 6 years?
6 years, yep.
Until we came back to New
Zealand.
Zealand.
And before that, I was in Australia for 6 years. So I have been gone out of the country for at least 12 years. So, I mean, it's good to be back, but we have definitely noticed some differences.
So I guess the one disclaimer is, man, New Zealand is actually kind of like a lot bigger, and so it's not like it's that, you know, imagine just me saying like, wonder what America's fall's like. Like, it's obviously different in different places in America. So that is one thing. So we live in Queenstown at the moment.
So Queenstown in the fall is probably, I mean, I'm not biased or anything, but it is the best place in New Zealand to be for fall, because New Zealand's I guess like native vegetation and trees. We actually don't have like very many deciduous trees, which is the trees that like change color and then drop their leaves in autumn or fall. So Queenstown, kind of like this whole area, Queenstown, Wanaka, Arrowtown, actually is one of the only places in New Zealand that has a lot of fall colors and fall foliage. So it is one of the best places and one of the only places in New Zealand to see the beautiful colors of fall.
Now to all of our Kiwi friends who watch our channel, let us know, because yeah, Naomi has only lived here for what, 23 years of your life, so yeah. Not forever, but we don't really know.
We would travel down here a lot, me growing up, during the fall actually, for the gorgeous colors, and we were in Christchurch growing up. So yeah, I mean, you get a lot of like planted trees and people's trees in their backyards and that kind of thing, but in terms of like if you're comparing it to, I don't know, say like the Blue Ridge Mountains, which is a place that we love to go in fall in America, where it's just like as far as the eye can see, just rolling hills full of fall colors. It's not like that here. It's on a much smaller scale. If you can see around, like a lot of the hills and mountains around are more tussocks, like grasses, kind of your low bushy vegetation that just pretty much stays the same color year round.
But it's that tussock stuff that I found just like gorgeous, just because maybe we have it in America. I don't think we really do though. I haven't really seen it. Have you?
Not really. Yeah.
So no, I don't think America really has the tussock that New Zealand has, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I love going on just those tussock hikes here, where a lot of the Kiwis get really excited to come down here and see the different vegetation down in Arrowtown and Queenstown, because it is a little bit more colors, especially right now in fall.
Another huge difference is that in America, I feel like everyone's favorite season is fall. Everyone looks forward to it. I guess because like the extremes in weather are so pronounced. So summer is usually very hot no matter where you are. Winter is usually very cold. I mean, obviously the further south you get, the warmer it is in winter, but like the quintessential fall time of year is very festive. There's people decorating their houses with pumpkins and, you know, hay bales and scarecrows, and everyone's obsessed with pumpkin spice lattes and all of the different things that just impersonate fall for Americans. You just don't see that here. I mean, I haven't really seen anyone decorate for fall, get excited about, you know, any of the things that are usually associated with fall in America. People don't go, you know, finding pumpkins, and I think a lot of that might be to do with the opposite seasons. So, like for us, Halloween would be in springtime. Christmas would be in summertime. So, you know, the change of the seasons really does make a big difference.
Where I can tell, like, all my American family and friends watching, they're all very confused of like why we're talking about fall right now in May, just because the seasons are opposite here in New Zealand, so it's really interesting. So we are actually going into our winter right now.
I don't know if you guys remember us talking about the differences in Christmas while we were here last year, but it's kind of a similar thing when it comes to fall. New Zealanders just don't make as big of a deal about things a lot of the time as Americans do.
So in America, like, it really feels like fall signifies like the coming into Christmas season.
Yeah, the holiday season.
It's funny because like Christmas season, like here in New Zealand, it's winter that we come into during fall, and so like, yeah, because it's their summer season.
You know, I don't know, we probably saw one house with Christmas lights during Christmas time. You know, whereas in the States, I mean, whole streets have their own dedicated radio channel that you tune to when you drive down the street to look at their Christmas lights, so that it's all choreographed and everything. I mean, they just go all out, which we love. We love, you know, how just how gung-ho Americans are in terms of just celebrating every little thing in life. New Zealanders do to an extent, but it is very different in terms of the celebrations of seasons and festivities and things. Arrowtown, actually, where we are right now, does do a fall festival every year. So, but it is one of the few places that we have seen that does that. So in terms of weather, I know you guys have heard us mention a lot how amazing the weather here in New Zealand is. I mean, it's just like one of the main reasons that fall isn't as big of a deal here is because not every tree drops its leaves. You know, most of the foliage is evergreen. The grass stays green. Everything stays green all year round. A few of the trees will drop their leaves, but in the States, it seems like fall is just like this final burst of color before the brown gray of winter. And it can be a really hard season because it's so cold and most things will go dormant over winter, whereas here everything stays very much green and vibrant all year round. In the States, the weather seems to change like that. Like all of a sudden, like one week it was winter, literally the next week, all of a sudden, everything has green buds and blossoms and everything comes alive all at once, which I love. I love that like transition. It is a lot slower here because of, I guess, the more temperate nature. It just takes a little bit longer for the temperatures to go up and down.
So yeah, the year we left Chicago, the coldest day was -52 degrees. It doesn't matter if it's Fahrenheit or Celsius at that point because it's cold either way. It was actually the coldest point in the entire world that day. So
they were actually lighting the railway tracks on fire so that they didn't like explode, like buckle because of the cold weather. So. And I also hear countless times, especially from girls, is that fall is one of their favorite times of year because of the fashion, because they get to layer up and wear all kinds of cute outfits, and yeah, I hear a lot of that too. I'm not that into fashion, but I do hear that a lot.
So in summary, I would say both America's and New Zealand's autumns are amazing. They're both incredible and we love them both, and I would still say autumn is my favorite season even while living here in New Zealand.
I would say fall is my favorite season in the States by far, but I gotta say in New Zealand, it's summer.
Well guys, hope you learned a little bit. We appreciate you all watching. Please like the video, comment below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. The majority of our viewers are actually not subscribers for some reason, so it doesn't cost you anything. It helps us a lot. Please hit the subscribe button. We really, really appreciate you, and hope you...
We love you and see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Oh.